So I've been noticing a trend in car design that I'm really not happy with. As cars offer more screens and more features and more information, they're putting all the controls in the screen and the touch screens and the infotainment unit, and they're really getting rid of all of the buttons. And on a recent trip, we really noticed this in the rental car we were driving.
Well, I was just thinking, like, as you know, as we rent these new cars, right, because we don't own a car newer than 2017, it's amazing how much things have changed in the cars, like from the driver's standpoint, right? They've put all this stuff in these cars, like this car kind of drives itself in a way, or it has all these extra features and driver assistance stuff, but at the same time, they got rid of all my buttons. Like, I can't do anything in this car. How do I, there's no, like, in an older car, it's like you just kind of get to know where the buttons are and there's a feel to it, and you know where to push, and you know what it does. If I want to change the fan speed, I want to change whatever the temperature, I want to change the radio. How do I change the radio in this damn car? Like, so I don't understand it. I don't think it's taking the safety, right, of the driver into account, the distraction to the driver, which I should be driving my car when I'm driving my car. I get it, the car kind of is working more towards driving itself, but we're not there yet. So I have to be able to pay attention to whatever it is I'm doing. And I just think it's really weird. It's a very strange departure for what appears to be, I don't know, aesthetics? To make a clean looking inside car, like how a Tesla is, which I think are hideous on the inside, honestly. And like some of these cars, they look really nice. The Audis are beautiful on the inside. But again, it's all touchscreens. And I don't want that in a car. And I think most people don't. Like, I'm picturing like my 84-year-old father-in-law try to deal with this touchscreen while he's driving down the road. Is that really what we want? I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. The most intuitive car I ever had was an early 2000s 3 Series BMW. I could do everything without looking at it. Everything was here. The window controls, the door locks, everything was just right here. Just with a push of a button, you knew where they were. You didn't have to look at it, and you could just focus on driving. And it didn't have a screen. I get it. Screens are great. I love my screens. I love my backup camera. I love the GPS. I love all the stuff. I love the heads-up display that you probably can't see in the camera.
No.
But it's all those features are awesome. But I think we lost something with this just complete shift to wanting to have an iPad as the thing that controls our car. It's like, I don't want that. I don't know who wants that. I don't know that. I don't think I'm alone. As an engineer, that like my job is to make things better, but to also keep things as safe as possible. I think we missed the mark.
So I've done a bit of reading on this after the trip because I was curious about how often distracted driving causes accidents. And what I found out was it's one of the leading causes of accidents, and it seems to be getting worse. Now, I know some of this can be blamed on cell phones, but I really think that the car itself is turning into a distraction. The number of things you have to do or menus you have to go through just to turn on your seat warmer or change the fan speed is overly complicated. There used to be physical buttons or dials that would allow you to accomplish these essential tasks so that you could keep your eyes on the road. Now sometimes you have to go through multiple menus of things to accomplish these essential tasks, and you can't do that quickly or without having to spend time looking at the screen. So this is my car, and as you can see, it still has a screen, and then it's a touch screen, and it has a bunch of features in it. But the thing it also has is it still has buttons. So you can see I can do things while I'm driving. I can adjust stuff while I'm driving. I can change the temperature, or I can turn my seat warmer on or off. It's just these little things that you kind of need to do very quickly and glance over while you're driving, that I don't want to have to go through 3 menus on a touchscreen or with an input wheel to go figure out how to adjust the things I need to adjust while I'm driving down the road. I mean, I don't think that's too much to ask. I think it still looks really nice. It's still an unencumbered looking dashboard, and I don't know why we can't go back to this. From a driver safety standpoint, this just doesn't make any sense to me. So many of the advances of car design over the last few decades have been safety related, and cars have gotten so much safer. But this trend really seems to go against that, and I think there's a couple of reasons why. First, I think it's being pushed for aesthetics. They can certainly make a car sleeker and look less busy without all the buttons in the way. And just having a nice clean interior with just the screen lets the designers to focus more on the look of the dashboard and less on the utility. Though I do think some manufacturers have taken this too far, and some cars just look way too Spartan. It just looks like a dashboard with an iPad on it. Second, I think it's also a cost issue. Less buttons mean less wiring, less hardware to install, and an overall cost reduction in the production of the car. And of course, I understand with all of the features in modern cars, there can't be a button for every single thing. But there should be some for those essential features that you need to do while driving. And lastly, I think the biggest reason for this change, there seems to be a growing belief that if you can solve a problem with software, that's how you should do it. You know, why add extra buttons when the touchscreen essentially provides an infinite amount of buttons for all the features you want to add at any point in time? I've seen this trend in technology a lot lately, and I get it. You can add or subtract things or fix a bug just with a software push. You can make things operate differently by changing the code. Of course, that's easier than having to install physical buttons to change anything in the car. And of course, it likely looks way better to the corporate bean counters when they're looking at the bottom line and just the overall cost of the production of the car. But I think we need to be really careful about this trend, because in practice, I think it has led to far too much time spent staring at the screen when you should be staring out the windshield of your car while driving. All of the driving assistance features in the world cannot make up for a driver who's not looking at the road. I also worry about this leading to more subscription-based features in cars. You may have seen reports about car companies making people pay subscription fees for things like heated seats or remote starts or other features, and I just think this is crazy. I bought the car. The car has these features. The hardware is in the car. I'm pretty sure they didn't put them in there for free, just hoping that I'm going to pay for the subscription. This is just another revenue stream. I shouldn't have to pay periodically for the thing I already paid for. What's next? Locking a car so that it can only be operated in a certain region and you have to pay extra to go drive somewhere else? Now, I know some manufacturers have backed off on this for now, but here's the thing. I don't just have a degree in engineering, I also have an MBA, and this isn't going away. It's just too tempting of a revenue stream for these companies to give up on, so I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. But for now, can I please just have some buttons back?